This next topic of discussion, or I should say controversy, or perhaps anger, because it's going to probably make some people upset at me and angry. Nothing new. It's happened many, many times in my time doing the treadmill on this earth. But it's just something that's been on my mind for over a decade. I just get tired of seeing it. As I said, you read my description, this channel is about pessimism, mostly. My thoughts, nuanced topics, pessimism, a lot of pessimism. And I have the freedom to do that because, my wife gets mad at me if I just have the free-floating pessimism all day. She gets tired of hearing it, and I understand. And I'm sorry to her. But, so you, the viewer, the listener, get to hear all of it. If you choose. You can elect not to. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, I want to talk about something that I'm just getting sick and tired of seeing. Maybe you are too. And if you're the person that has this thing I'm getting sick and tired of seeing, shame on you. Or whatever. I'm talking about that stuff that you put on your bodies, the so-called art. What do you call them? Tattoos? Yeah. It's getting old. It's just ridiculous. And it's another symptom. See, I go back to this. This is a pattern, symptom of a degenerate society, of a society in ruin, of a society on the border of collapse. Every time I see somebody with one of those things on their body somewhere, and in the spring and summertime, they're always visible because, people wear next to nothing during spring and summer. So you're forced to see all of their fancy little artwork all over their inglorious body. Yeah, it's not art. It's a sign to me of not only a hedonistic society, but a narcissistic one. An elevated view of self and a meism. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Don't I look pretty? Don't I look cute? Look at the remembrance that I had somebody put on my body that I can't remember on my own, perhaps. It's another sign of creativity being dead. Like you literally have to have someone, you're wanting somebody to adorn your body with permanent ink. I understand that you can get them removed. I'm not discussing that issue. But for the most part, permanent ink over feelings and emotions that you have at that moment in time in your life when you're young. Most of the young people get them, of course. I'm a blank canvas, will be till the day I die. Will never ever. You couldn't pay me money to put one of those atrocious things on my body. And when I was single, if a woman even had one of those on her body, it was end of discussion. I'm not interested. You can go your merry way with all of your ink pad stuff. I just don't get it. So something that you have emotionally, say when you're a teenager, early adult, 20s, 30s, whatever, you put some junk on your body and it stays there permanently. It's a very short-sighted human being that does that. Now, I'm not talking about tribal tattoos and the Maori people of New Zealand or any other tribal people around the world. They do what they do, and that's, say, their cultural thing. I still wouldn't do it myself. I think it still is foolish and brain-dead activity. And you could argue that, it's our cultural thing today to do that. Doesn't mean that it's a smart thing to do. I mean, they used to, some African cultures would remove the clitoris from women because they didn't want them to have any kind of stimulation to be sexually permissive. Is that still a good thing to do? It's a cultural thing. There's an endless list of those cultural things that just because it's done in the name of culture doesn't mean that it's a good thing to do or a noble thing to do. And it's just hard finding anybody that has a blank canvas anymore. And as I said at the outset, it's a symptom of a greater problem. And I've talked to people who have them, and they say, well, it's personal, it's this. If it's so personal, then why are you making it so social? Think about that for a moment. It's very deeply personal, right? You put this on your body. And it's where it's visible for everyone to see when it's warmer weather, t-shirt and maybe shorts. If it's so personal, then why did you put it where everyone is looking at it? It's not so much personal at that time. You've now made it public. And it's a public thing. And because it's a public thing, I'm allowed to criticize it. That's just like I was somewhere in the U.S., and there was this Christian cult group. I won't name any names, Jehovah's Witnesses. And they were, advertising their unbiblical cult nonsense. And I was confronting them, and they said, we're not here to debate and argue. I said, oh, but hold on a minute. You're in the public. You're in the public sphere. You're in the public domain. You don't get to choose who you're going to engage with. Somebody is allowed to come up to you and disagree and voice that disagreement. And the same goes with this. I'm in public. I have to see these god-awful, disgusting things. So I'm going to voice my criticism. I have openly, and now I'm doing it online. Think about it this way. Maybe you got a nice body if you're a woman or a man, whatever. You work out, you're fit. And then you put that garbage on your body. Doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. If you have a nice, expensive car, are you slapping all kinds of bumper stickers on that car? Not a chance. I mean, a reasonable person wouldn't. I wouldn't. A Ferrari, a Porsche, just a nice high-end car. You're not going to put all kinds of bumper stickers on it. Why are you putting these bumper stickers that are permanent on your body? And perhaps something that your mindset over that thing you put on will change over time. And you won't even be attached to that idea or whatever you put on your body. I don't know. I just think it's the height of foolishness, narcissism, and then just, if I can coin a term, meism. And I don't care about meism. And it's also the death of creativity, critical thinking, etc. And so as to say, well, it's personal, it's private, then why are you making it public? And to those that say, well, it's on a part of my body where the clothing will cover it up. Okay, fine. I still don't agree with putting it on your body, period. But at least that's perhaps a little bit better than forcing me or any rational human being to have to stare at it. Say if you're on a long flight or a long train ride, well, anywhere where you're having to be around these now common denominator people, deteriorated people, degenerate people, that's what I'm getting at. And so, it used to be, my grandfather had one. He served in the Korean War. So he was born back in the late 20s. And it used to be that sailors got them, Army GIs got them, biker gang people, prisoners. And everybody has one. As I've said to people, and it's all about personal and being unique. You're unique just like everyone else. Congratulations, you have a tattoo. I just encourage anyone to never ever even entertain getting one. What gets me also is that in this country, in the disunited snakes, you see homeless people with tattoos. Tattoos aren't free generally, right? I didn't think so. I don't know how much they cost. I've never inquired. I don't care. But they cost money. You got all these homeless people with them, all these things. It just doesn't add up. Priorities, right? That's what I'm getting at here, priorities. But this whole meism is on steroids with all of this. Think about it. Just look around the next time you're out in public. It's now springtime here in, the northern hemisphere. Next time you're out in public, try and count the number of people that's not visible, that you don't see people with this garbage on their body. It's becoming less and less to see people with the blank canvas. But I always will have one. And I just see it as a symptom of a greater problem. You know, the people that have unbalanced priorities, the people that want to put themselves on display, you know, it's all about I, me, mine. That's all it is. It doesn't interest me. It's very shallow, very surface level people. I don't care how personal it is to you. I don't care that it's the death date of a relative or your dog or your kitty cat or the birth date of whatever. Can't you just write that down? Can't you maybe make a piece of art? Compose a piece of music? Write a poem? I don't know. Sit down and have a discussion about it, like a informal, just roundtable talks once a week. They can't do it because everything now is unchecked. And the narcissism is completely opened up. The Pandora's box of narcissism has completely been opened up. And you're not putting that back in its box. It's going to stay out, and you're going to continue to see. But as for me and my house, or at least for me, I will remain a blank canvas. How about you? Goodbye.